Start a YouTube channel if you're 40 plus, even if no one watches. Yes, that's what today's topic is going to be about. And let me tell you why it's a better time than ever to start a YouTube channel and why you should start a YouTube channel. As I sit here drinking my morning coffee, you can find Made for Such a Time. You can find this cup actually in my store. I designed it myself, and it's one of my favorite Bible verses from Esther 4:14. We're made for such a time as this. So anyways, let's get back on topic. Why should we start a YouTube channel, especially if we are 40 plus, even if no one watches us? Well, let me tell you why. I think one of the best things that I got was actually from an incredible businessman. I love watching his stuff, and I mean, he's massive now. His name is Patrick Bet David, and I can't remember which podcast he was on, but I believe it was about social media growth or something like that too. But anyways, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically what he said is everyone should have a YouTube channel. And basically he says we should have, he's like, well, wouldn't you wish your mom had a YouTube channel? Would you have wished you had, your grandma had a YouTube channel? And I mean, that just totally clicked with me because I feel so incredibly grateful because my mom started her own YouTube channel before her passing. It was only a couple years old when she started her channel, but it's called Active Grandma YYC because that's a city that we're from. And I love going still to her channel and just watching some of the videos that she made and she uploaded, and she was getting subscribers, and she was just her being her, this senior grandma, just posting things, you know, her walks in nature, and posting it on YouTube and sharing it. And she was just, again, just being her. And so that really hit home with me when Patrick Bet David said that, because, you know, I think too many of us hold back on things that we want to do because we're worried about what other people will think of us, you know. Well, you know, the truth is, and here's what I'll say, is that too many of us hold back on our dreams or goals or things that we want to pursue because we worry too much about what other people are going to think about us. But the truth is, people aren't thinking about us as much as we think that they are thinking about us. And you know what? I would just encourage you at the end of the day that why are we worrying about what other people think about us when they aren't paying our bills? I think that's one of the greatest quotes that I've ever heard in my life. And it totally makes sense, right? Like, we give away too much of our power to, honestly, people that really don't care. And secondly, if they do care and they just have something negative to say, we shouldn't even let that bother us because they aren't the ones who are paying our bills, right? Sorry, I had to readjust myself a little bit because these bar stools and chairs are super squeaky. See, actually, I'll just see. You just move a little bit and then they squeak. So anyways, I thought that I would pause for a minute and readjust, but anyways, I just showed you. See, just a little bit of movement. Okay, I'm gonna sit still so that you can hear me and not the squeaky chair. Anyways, where was I at? So yeah, why start a YouTube channel? And I feel like when we get out of our comfort zone is when we are able to grow the most, right? We have to get uncomfortable. And the thing about YouTube is it can make you uncomfortable, right? Especially the first time when you're like, turn on the video on yourself and, you know, and you feel weird talking to yourself, you know, to a camera. But YouTube, and I've noticed even for myself with every video that I create, and each time that I, before posting, um, you can improve on a lot of like your communication. How can I convey a message, better than next time? And you also grow in like, because you have to figure out some, video editing and how to create a thumbnail. So you're learning new skills that you wouldn't have otherwise, picked up or wanted to learn. So that's one of the beauties of starting a YouTube channel. And going back to that point where I mentioned how I'm so grateful that my mom, uploaded some videos, and I get to always forever go back to that, and just when I miss her, just be able to watch her, right? And I mean, right now, I mean, my children probably aren't interested in my YouTube videos or my topics, because they're more interested in their video games, boys especially. But one day, because we're all going to be gone at some point, right? That's a guarantee. One day when I'm gone, they have this whole archive of videos that I have created. And so even if no one's ever watched my videos in the YouTube world, and it never gains, sorry, I had to clear my throat there, and I didn't want to do it loudly on the camera. And yeah, so even if it never gains traction, I feel like still it is invaluable, if not for anything, for your children to one day and have those videos and still have you, in a sense. And for me, like what I'm trying to do on this channel, for example, is to bring some value and some light into the world, sharing, whether it's my knowledge or my experience and setbacks in life. I hope that these are lessons that one day when my children may watch my videos, be able to learn and grow from them as well. So, and I feel like, I say that a lot. I feel, no, I believe, because based on all the research that I've been doing about YouTube right now, is there's never been a time actually than now where small creators are able to get more exposure, if you will. I think YouTube, I say that a lot too. I think this is based on all of like the research that I have been doing. YouTube is actually wanting to put out there the smaller creators. So I think there's a great opportunity like right now. And when I also mentioned earlier, if you're 40 plus, okay, so I'm going to be 45 in May. You may have caught that in one of my previous videos. Oh, and I forgot, like I always say, I know, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time to my channel, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. If you've been here before, thanks for returning. I always want to say thank you, because I feel like, we can always just be thankful. I'm all about, with my children anyways, all about the manners and practicing gratitude. I feel like that's such an important thing to always remember in life, because too often we take things for granted, right? Anyways, going back to my point of, if you're 40 plus, I feel like there's a real niche for us who are 40 plus, because one, there isn't a lot of us. And who's consuming a lot? I know my mom, she was in her 70s, and she, same thing. It was YouTube that was always on. So there is a real niche for us older people, if you will, because, well, if you think about it, are people our age wanting to watch, I don't know, Mr. Beast, right? Or whatever. What's the other one? I can't remember the name. Anyways, but people are looking to watch other people that are more like in our age group, right? So, and really, you know, don't ever think like, well, what can I offer? If you've lived 40 plus years on this earth, you do have something to offer. I'm pretty sure you've had life experience, you know, some trials, some tragedies, some losses, heartbreaks, whatever it may be. You have conquered something, and you do have something to share and offer to the world and bring some value in helping somebody else. And you never know the life that you're going to touch. So that's why I encourage you, if you're 40 plus, like I said in my other video where I said it's never too late to start a brand new dream. It's never too late to begin again. And there's no better time than now. So this is just a short little video today. So I'm just going to wrap it up by saying, you know, the beauty of the current trend right now with YouTube, and I think just the trend overall on social media, because I think people not, when I say I think, is this is based off of the research that I have been doing in regards to social media and you know, YouTube, is that society and I think humanity in general is just getting, I guess, exhausted from the overdone, what is it? Over productive, you know, like the big production kind of thing. And people are just wanting a return to real. People are just wanting to have more connection now. And I believe that has in part to play with just because we are living in such a digital online world, and you know, it has become more difficult to connect on a deeper level. And so I feel now there's a shift in what people are wanting to see as far as content. They're wanting to see more real, more authentic. And I believe, based on my research, is that people are craving this sense of realness because that's helping us return to that connectedness. Does that make sense? Because in a world, like I said, just to wrap it up again, in a world where everything is online and everything is digital, there's this space between humans. We are made for connection, and I believe that's why there is a return to this just raw and real and authentic. And I think that's the belief. It is the key word is authenticity. There's a space now where you can just be you. You don't have to be anybody else, but just be you. Because realness and the authenticity translates. And I believe that when you're not being your authentic, real self, people can feel that, even through a camera, right? So I would just encourage you today, if you're watching this video, to take bold, courageous steps into putting yourself out there a little bit more. I know this may be hard to believe, especially if you've seen me on my other social media accounts. I'm actually an introvert. I'm not that type of person who walks into a room and comfortable with just speaking to anybody and everybody. I'm actually I'm an introvert. But that's the beauty of like doing things like on social media or on YouTube or whatever. Just think of it, actually, it's just you, really, because the person who's watching this is typically only one person that's watching. So it's actually you and really only one other person. So if you think of it from that perspective, it may not be so scary. So, my dear friends, my beautiful souls, we all have a story to share. We all have a story that can help somebody else. And so I would just encourage you to be courageous to share your story, because think about it from this perspective. Wouldn't it be selfish? Yeah, selfish of you if you had some sort of knowledge, some sort of experience that can help somebody else who is going through the same thing that you have already gone through, and you have been able to conquer and get past it. It would actually be selfish, right? So food for thought, something to sit on. Oh yeah, and I think before I got carried away with my last thought, which I do that a lot, so I do apologize. I'll get like, I mean to make one point and then I'll get carried on with another point. There's, the beauty of like this whole real, authentic format, if you will, of YouTube videos is that you don't need expensive, gear to start. If you got a phone, which maybe you're watching on your phone right now, if you got a phone, that's all you need. You just got to press the record button, and then of course the upload button. And just like anything, it's scary, uncomfortable the first time. And if you look at anybody on their first time, whether it's their first real short, they call it shorts on YouTube, or their first video, if you scroll all the way down, everybody's first few videos was not the greatest, right? Just like anything, we get better with repetition. So, all right, I'm gonna end this video today, and I hope you found some encouragement to light that fire in your soul. And if you are a single mom like me, if you're a mom, I promise you that starting a YouTube channel, even if no one else in the YouTube world is watching, will be so incredibly valuable. Because as Patrick Bet-David said, wouldn't you wish that your grandma, your mom could have or had the opportunity to create YouTube videos that you could now sit back and watch of them? And while my mom didn't get the opportunity to create a lot of content because she passed, over the summer, just a couple years after she had started her channel, I'm so grateful that she did. So with that, I will say thank you for watching. God bless. And remember, you are stronger than you know. You are made for such a time as this. And God created you for a purpose. Don't doubt yourself, and don't let fear hold you back. Thanks for watching, and I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.